I often get asked why Kyani, and for me it's a pretty simple answer to always go with. The biggest thing with Kyani that sets it apart from everything else is it's 100% backed by science. It's not up for debate. You can't argue against it, and that's one of the beautiful things that I found when I first looked into it. There's a plethora of white papers, research. I mean, when we look at nitric oxide alone, there's more than 116,000 scientific-based papers around the world showing the natural benefits of nitric oxide. So for me, that's what I absolutely love. First and foremost, the product's the absolute standout with this, and it's just everything else to do with the product, and the business side of things is there to support the products. When we look at simple things like they actually separate the fat soluble and the water soluble. So we actually have all our water solubles in the morning with the sunrise, and we have our fat solubles in the afternoon or evening with our sunset tablets. And then obviously nitro is the third part of the equation there to make up the health triangle. So when we look at things like athletes or people who are in a competitive athletic-based environment, the science really makes sure that this product stands out above and beyond anything else that's out there. So the thing is nitric oxide is a vasodilator. Within approximately 90 seconds of taking nitric oxide and the Nitro FX range of Kyani, what we're actually doing is we're increasing oxygen carrying capacity in the bloodstream by 30 to 35%. And that's why we have some of the world champions in numerous sports around the world. We've got, everything from professional sports people over in America through to national swimming teams, world champion cross-country skiers, free divers, a lot of UFC fighters, Manny Pacquiao in boxing realms, etc. We've got a plethora of athletes from Australia going to the Rio Olympics that have actually decided to get onto this really quickly, and because it's so simple and it's so effective. The beautiful thing about nitro is that they can actually increase that carrying capacity by 30 to 35%, which means we can actually push a working muscle harder by an extra 20-30% before the muscle actually fatigues. So the benefit to the athlete and the benefit to the coach means that they're working a heck of a lot harder at the same rate as someone else is trying to do it without the effects. Further to that, when we look at a strength-based environment, so people in gym-based environments, weightlifters, etc., we've actually got some of our big power lifters in Australia and our ISBN guys, and they actually might do, say, a chest press of 1 RM, so they're 1 repetition maximum, and it's of 140 kilos. So they're big blokes, a little bit bigger than myself. And what we're actually finding is that we've got scientific proof, independent studies showing that the strength gains with using nitro in that environment are 8 to 12%. So what they're actually now doing is they're now doing 3 repetitions of 152 or 154 kilo as opposed to 1 repetition of 140 kilo. So when you stop and think about that, is an absolute extreme amount of benefit, which is pure to the body. It's 100% natural. It's 100% backed by science. And the great thing is those guys then use the sunset tablets at nighttime. They're reducing their inflammation and they're recovering 2 to 3 times quicker. So what we're finding now in an athlete-based environment is that the coaches are being able to push their athletes 20 or 30% harder in every session. They can get them to recover overnight 2 to 3 times quicker and back up the next day with a lot more potency. So athletes are getting benefit. Even just people wanting to work out at the gym to lose weight or to get strength or to get fitter are able to recover 2 to 3 times quicker, work 30% harder, and at the end of the day they're getting much greater results much quicker, and it all depends on what their net result is. Are they wanting to lose weight? Are they wanting to go and win gold medals? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They're doing it 2 or 3 times quicker with 8 to 12% strength gains, 30% increased oxygen carrying capacity, Beautiful thing is, it's there, the independent studies prove it, science backs it, and proof's in the pudding. Because if the product wasn't world class, so many people wouldn't be using it. Simply put, when we talk about health and wellness for athletes and elite sports people, nothing beats Kyani. You compare it to anything else out there like other multivitamins, they don't even come close. As one of the leading allied health professionals here in Australia, we're always constantly working with clients with different challenges. One of the biggest challenges that we have is that people are always needing to work against chronic disease states that are based around inflammation diseases. So simply put, we have more than 12 million people in Australia that suffer from inflammation-based diseases. Cardiovascular disease, cancer, arthritis, asthma, they're just some of the more common ones that we all know about. But when we come across to a product like Kyani, Kyani is a product that is independently proven by science to reduce inflammation. So when we start to utilize it with clients and with ourselves, we start to see significant benefits to everyone in whatever it is that they're looking for in regards to inflammation. So it doesn't really matter what the person's inflammation-based property is. When science backs Kyani to actually reduce inflammation, we've got studies out in New Zealand only 2 months ago showing that 100% of participants had a reduction in inflammation by 90%. So it doesn't matter what type of condition it is. If you have an inflammation-based challenge, then Kyani is the answer for you. Kyani is powerful, Kyani is unique. It's 100% backed by science, there's no disputing it. If you want the best health and wellness available for yourself, for your family, whether you're an athlete or an everyday ordinary person like myself, you need Kyani. I'm Jason Pilgrim and I live Kyani.